The day. And for that, we turn to Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo. All right, Raymond, some female abortion activists have started what they're calling is a sex strike movement.
That is correct. They are refusing to have sex until abortion rights are enshrined federally in the law. So we took to the streets to get a common man's reaction. Do you think that's effective at all?
I don't think so, because not enough people are going to do it.
I don't think that anybody's going to go on strike against sex because it feels so good, and it's also a business. Everybody's always going to want to have sex.
Sex strike?
A sex strike.
I guess that's great for women who can choose not to have sex. I'm not sure if it's going to change much.
What if we use our most powerful protesting option and withhold sex from penises until this is made right?
I think that's a horrible idea, and that's not an effective way to handle abortion at all.
I don't think that would be effective. I think it's going to be more aggressive than necessary. I think it's going to be a little bit backwards.
And the sex strike protest probably won't work.
I mean, I'd be willing to give it a shot if it would.
Is that a good or effective approach?
I would say I agree with it.
Really? Mm-hmm. Now, do you agree with it?
I don't really understand what a sex strike is, to be honest.
A sex strike is where the girl would not have sex with you.
Oh. I think it varies person by person, but yeah, that's a tough one.
I notice he got very sober after that explanation.
Not surprising.
Women in the world have conducted sex strikes in history. We have more power than we think we have, and some of it could be right in the bedroom.
I think that women have the right to do with their bodies whatever they want to do, and so I support people in this movement.
You think a sex strike is the way to go to awaken people's attention?
I don't really have a comment on that.
So you would be prepared to have your girlfriend or significant other go on a strike until abortion is legal nationally?
See, I don't got no girlfriend, so I can't really say that, but I mean, again, if they want to do that, they want to live their life, and I love them, you know, I'm going to support them. Like,
so you'd be willing to embrace celibacy?
Yeah, bro, like, because I ain't going to lie, like...
How long, though? How long? See, I don't know.
I don't disagree with the Roe v. Wade thing. You need to make a good decision on who you're going to have a child with, period. Like 60% of the who's not our race are suffering from the abortion. We need to make better decisions. Our women need to make better decisions of who they're having children with.
Your reaction to this sex strike idea? You think that's effective?
I think it can be. It's never really, I mean, like, but at the same time, like, are women really gonna do that?
Women been on strike. They've been on strike. Most guys are not with anybody. So, I mean, what's the difference? What's that gonna hurt us?
Laura,
okay. I love him.
I have to tell you, this was insightful for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's a clever protest because a sex strike removes the controversy entirely because you don't need abortions. Right. But it was sad what that gentleman pointed out, the loneliness, the estrangement that this recreational sex has created for this generation and the last couple. It's sad because without happy and loving couples, you can't have happy and loving families. So that
guy was awesome. I was waiting.
Yeah.
I said to Raymond during the break, I said, is there any conservative in New York at all? He's like, wait, that's the end of the
coming up. And Laura, in the heat of this abortion battle, inexplicably, Nancy Pelosi attended a papal mass at the Vatican today. The speaker has been forbidden from presenting herself for communion in her home diocese of San Francisco due to her advocacy for abortion. Still, there she was today, glad-handing with the Pope and taking communion. You know, Laura, I got to tell you, my phone blew up when people saw this. What we do is as important as what we say. And the Pope says the liturgy should be a source of unity, a way to protect our communion. I don't know how this image does that. In fact, I think it estranges people from whatever Catholic doctrine or belief might be.
And Pelosi was not the only public figure seeking cover this week.
That's right. The creator of one of the most popular TV shows of all time, Friends, Marta Kaufman, for years brushed off complaints that the show was not diverse enough, but now she's come to a new understanding.
Now, in an interview, Kaufman says it is her internalized systemic racism that caused the lack of inclusivity on the very popular show. Here she is discussing them.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Who is in the gospel abroad. noise in this gospel, brother, lift up the standard of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick listen through the spirit, man. This is titled, it says, female abortion advocates are going on a sex strike. Would it work? Well, that's counterproductive because, for one thing, if people made better decisions like the one Jake said, he said, if you make better decisions on how you having children with, you won't have that problem. See, the problem with this is the fact that a lot of women, they want to be able to have reckless without any consequences to it. So that's just like oxymoronic, man. Like, how the hell, okay, because you can't, the whole abortion thing is being abolished or whatever you want to call it. All of a sudden now you want to abstain sex from men because you can't go and kill something. Like, how counterproductive is that? That don't even make any sense at the end of the day. It's just stupid. It lacks reasoning. It has no type of, it's just not profitable. Because for one thing, most of you women, you're not going to do it. Because women, let's face it, you're giving into your fleshly lust. You can't abstain from anything unless, you're trying to be rebellious or anything like that, which this is just basically a movement of rebellion because you can't act out against the Most High. Like, I saw a video of a chick taking a Bible and flushing it down the toilet. Or she took some guy's Bible and she threw it like at some type of commode or something like that, man. And I mean, these people hate the Most High. Okay, but dummy, 2 and 2, you put 2 and 2 together. If you weren't out here being whores and you were in order, you wouldn't have to worry about getting anything put in you because you would have practiced what they call safe sex practices, man. Condoms, okay? Condoms mainly, contraceptives. I mean, they doing away with the whole Plan B. I believe they have like a limited supply of that. But my thing is this, in order to even avoid that, the only thing you got to do is be careful with it, wear a condom or something like that. Like, I don't advocate for birth certificate, but the way these women are, man, I mean, that may be they only, not birth certificate, birth control. But the way you women are behaving out here, shit, is almost kind of like that's a given. Hey, get on birth control because, like I said, you have rebellious movements like this. But see, you people are dumb because the real narrative behind this whole Roe v. Wade thing is basically because the Edomite numbers are diminishing. Okay, they said in 20% of the states here in America, they said that white population have not grew at all, meaning that the Most High is chopping your numbers down, man. Okay, the Most High is basically doing away with you Edomites because it was a survey that came out. They said by 2060, the Edomite race would pretty much been chopped down to half to nothing. Okay, because all the interracial marriages and all this other stuff. So therefore, they want to overturn this Roe v. Wade, which they done it already, but they're coming to, well, they're on that now because, like I said, they want the Edomite to get their numbers back up. But see, it's not going to happen for real because this is all the plan of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, because the Most High is basically showing you that the so-called white man is going to be next to nothing. Okay, he's going to be nothing in a short while, which he's nothing now, but he's going to be completely eradicated out of the earth after his slavery. Now, when we get you in captivity, your numbers are going to go up. Okay, your numbers are going to go up. You're going to go back to being fruitful because we're going to need slaves. You know what I'm saying? But right now, the Lord is chopping you down. All right, because back in the day, shit, the Brady Bunch, Edomite women used to pop out kids almost as much as Jake's, man, But the case now is not happening because, girls going wild. A lot of white women on birth control. A lot of men, they're not shooting, they're shooting blanks. The Edomite male is recessive by nature. He's not dominant, so therefore he doesn't have the traits and the characters in order to hold forth a strong seed. It's just not in him. Okay, and that proves that they're the wicked. All right, but anyway, I got a precept here. This is the book of Salakia, Ecclesiastes 10 and 4. You got a Salakia. I lost my voice over the weekend, man, with the brothers and shit, kicking it and shit like that. And Saturday, man, it was pretty intense camp, man. They came through with the parade with that whole Roe v. Wade thing. They were protesting and they came past the camp. So over talking that, and on top of that, man, Jake just got in the spirit and threw up curses as loud as I could. So that's why my voice is kind of all jacked up. So yesterday on the video, I didn't really speak as much because, it just wasn't really wise to just be trying to force my voice, So therefore, the brothers put out a good edification stand up in the park, which I was there, but I took a more back roll approach because, like I said, man, just do the spirit. Anyway, so this is the book of Ecclesiastes 10:5. It says, "There's an evil which I've seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler." Okay, who's ruling now? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, an error which is proceeded from the ruler, because in our kingdom we're not going to have abortions. Okay, that's not even going to be a thought about. That's not even going to be a topic of discussion as abortion. No, because the scriptures say, "Be fruitful and multiply." So you people, you want to be justified on living a wicked lifestyle with no repercussions for it. And that's why we say, you women, you take no responsibility for what you do. Okay, you take no responsibility. Okay, you're not accountable. You're able to just live recklessly. But no, we're in a time that the Lord is calling you out on your folly. All right, and this is the reason why a lot of you are mad, because if you go into this comment, it says abstinence is 100% effective at preventing unwanted pregnancies. Okay, well, my thing is, you should have thought about that before. You see, I mean, why did it take for you to get a so-called right overturned before you people decided, oh, well, let's not do it this way? Like, you people are backwards, man. It says, "Good job, feminists, for finally figuring that out. All of you are special and get the participation trophy." And I'm assuming this guy, or whoever the hell she is being facetious, man, which means sarcastic or kind of falsifying or sarcastic, so to speak. It says, "Real fight, we're going to fight the anti-abortion crowd by not having to get abortions." Okay, I like it. It says, "Well, if they would have done that to begin with, they wouldn't need an abortion in the first place." It says, "I would like to thank them for making a conservative argument for us." These people were through, man. Okay, these people were through, man. Like, you had that chick, what's her name? Not Nancy Pelosi, but the one that was on that show talking. You people were through, man. That's why the Most High can't bring the judgment quick enough, because all these people, these talking heads, okay, these news people, these forecasters, the Lord is going to destroy every last one of them. And at the end of the day, man, we're going to live and witness to see the downside of the downfall of our enemies, because these people that you're looking at, like Elder Malcolm always said, the pale face male and the woman are by far the worst people you can encounter. Okay, these Edomites, they're just inherently evil. Okay, and it's not a righteous bone in any one of them. Okay, every last Edomite, from the child to the parent, for the greatest to the least, they all are evil and they're wicked, and Yahweh Ba'ashim and Yahweh Shai will have his way with them in a short while. This devil ain't got too much long, but he's literally on borrowed time. Okay. It says, "Folly is set in great dignity, which the rich sit in a low place." And that's us. We sit in a low place because in our kingdom, we wouldn't have to deal with this madness. We wouldn't have to stomach this crap. Women are out of order, man, giving these particular rights to do as they want, say as they want. No. And it says, "I've seen servant upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth." And see, what they don't understand is the fact that this device that they set up worked against them, because now if you do practice abstinence, then you're going to have more men. There's going to be more rape cases out there. Okay, so you see how the domino effect is? It's a constant trickle of aggravation, man, and one situation sets up the next. So therefore, hey, you practice abstinence, then you're just going to have more rape cases, because a lot of these guys, they're just taking women now, man. All right, and you women, you don't have power over. You just don't have the power. You can't overpower men. It's just not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? All that Wonder Woman, gung-ho, super collar, all that, nah, man, that shit is only in the movies, man. It's to the point that men are just gonna start just clipping you one by one. All right, and it's coming because the Bible predicted it. It's prophecy. Okay. Let's got one more precept here. It's a scripture in Job that goes into "No nephew nor root should inherit," roughly paraphrasing. The Lord's gonna root them out of the land. But I want to focus on this. This is the book of Sirach 42, and I'm going to start it at verses 8. It says, "Be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish in the extreme age that contend with those that are young." Okay, we are informing the unwise, the foolish. Okay, we're breaking out the scriptures, and we're letting them know through the Spirit that their actions are off. Excuse me. That their actions are off. It says here, "And thou that should truly learn and approve all men of the living, which the men that are living are the men of the Lord, okay, because we have the words of life. It says, the father that waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, okay, and the care for her taketh away sleep, right? Because when you got a daughter, you know, you got to, when she gets older, you got to worry about what type of man she's going to deal with. Is she going to deal with a man of your caliber, you know, or she's going to fall in love with one of these demons out here, one of these low lifes, okay, which that's usually the case. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have men out there that they just all out of whack. And then a lot of times the father is not around in the kid's life for whatever reason, then, you know, she's left to the devices of the mother, so she's going to choose awkwardly anyway. So it's just like, and then you get blamed for that. But all in all, man, you know, men are always worried about their daughters. Like they always told me this. They said, you're going to be the kind of father that's going to be on the porch with a shotgun. I'm like, well, shit, hey. And I adapt to it because when I was younger and I had my kid, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, she's going to be a pretty little girl, you know. But as I got into the truth, I understood certain things. Like I was talking to my mother about a couple of weeks ago, and we was kind of talking about it. And she said, so if somebody did something to your daughter, you would be ready to kill them. I said, well, yeah, but you have to understand this. It's a case-by-case scenario. See, us men in this faith, we learn how to judge without emotions. Now, we are men. We do get emotional. That's every human. But overall, you have to take the account into the situation. You have to understand how to judge matters, okay? Because the people in the world, they grew up with this sense of entitlement that no matter what they do, but they don't practice doing to others as, you know, you will want to do unto you. They don't practice that here. Okay, it's always a victim game. Me. You did this to me, but yet they're not looking at the other side as to what this person done to offend them. So my thing, if my daughter was dating a guy and he was somewhat decent, okay, let's say he was decent, and they get into a tussle or whatever, and he ends up doing something to my daughter, whatever, you know, typical spousal stuff, right? I mean, I have to look at both sides of the spectrum. I have to say, okay, what's your side? What's your side? And I have to judge based on what's what. And if there's any witnesses, because if there's no witnesses, then I mean, it's just like, okay, it's a stalemate. But oftentimes you could kind of tell by the person's character that they were out of line. So if my daughter was like an adulterer, she was robbing and stealing from people, setting men up, then and he done something to her, how can I be mad at him? And that's the part that my mother, she didn't get that. But what do you mean? I said, what you mean what I mean? I'm like, I mean exactly what I just said. See, I'm like, she don't get a pass because she's my kid. And that's the problem with you people. You people, like I said, you don't want the repercussions. If she commit adultery on her husband, he decides to deal with her how he deals with her, that's his right. Okay? Period. And that's the whole point. See, and that's the problem. People look for people to get them out of situations even when they're in the wrong. No. Wrong is wrong, man. Okay? And people can't handle that type of mindset. That's too stoic. But that's how you judge a matter, not emotionally. You know, so I just like, it is what it is. But it says the father wicked for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her is taken away sleep. Because like I said, certain men, they lose sleep over their children, man. You know what I'm saying? They do. And you have to be around them and grow an attachment to these things in order to understand that. Because if you don't have an attachment to any type of people like that, you will understand why a man is so crazy over his kids. Your kids are, that's your mini-me's, man. So yeah, when you grow up around them, they grow up around you, you develop a bond. And shit, certain brothers, it's hard to not be around their kids because shit, that's their legacy they leave behind. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't take that away. You know what I'm saying? Say, oh man, you too hung up over that, man. Nah, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, it is a balance because shit, some things are just what it is. But overall, it's just like you got an attachment to something, man. But sometimes you can have what they call unhealthy attachments, man. And that's a lot of times are the cases. Okay. But it says when she is young, lest she pass it away the flower of her age, being married, lest she should be hated. Okay, because like when she's young, she's, you know, up and young woman, 17, 18, you know, she's developed now, you know, she got a little hips on her, she's dressing a certain way. And then, you know, you can't control her. And then it leads to these situations like we see Roe v. Wade. She had 5, some women have 6, 7 abortions a week, and that's an inhumane thing. If you watch how an abortion is done, they literally dissect the baby in the womb and suck it out, and they put it together and make sure all the pieces are out. It's crazy, man. But it says in her virginity that she should be defiled. okay, and guiding with child in our father's house, and having a husband lest she should be misbehave herself, and when she is married lest she should be barren. But keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter. Now all these feminists, they're shameless because for one thing, their fathers allowed that shit. That's even if they had fathers, or their mothers allowed it. You know, because my thing is this, yeah, you need both parents in the life to raise a child, but if the father's not around, how can he even be blamed for anything that he didn't even contribute to? It's just like, it's nuts. Okay, well, you wasn't there, but when a kid is successful, then the mother gets all the praise, but when a child fails, it's the father's fault. Well, you wasn't there. You see the hypocrisy? It's just stupidity, man, you know? And it says, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies and a byword in the city. And this is exactly now the whole abstinence thing. This is a joke. It says, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. Okay, but behold not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women. And from garment cometh the moth, and from women wickedness, man. Okay, and that's my point. This is wickedness. These people are really on edge because they can't kill something. My body, my choice. Nah. Okay, you can't use that, because when people was talking about the juice, man, the mandates and so forth, you people had a problem with that. Okay, well, this is my body, right? Well, I don't choose to have anything in it. Then all of a sudden, well, that's two different things. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that's justified? The murder is justifiable and this is not? Nah, you people are completely, you people minds are through, man. All right, but it says, better is the churlishness of a man. That word churlishness goes into like straight up just rugged, rough, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a man that can be unbearable at times. Yahushua was a churlish man in a righteous sense, though. Very stern and austere of a man than a courteous woman, right? A courteous woman is the woman that's open to everybody, that's speaking, talking. She laughing at every nigga's jokes. You know what I'm saying? She's a one-time promiscuous. That's a courteous woman. You don't want a woman like that, man. But, hey, majority of the women are like that today. You know, and that's a shameful thing. It causes anger. You know, I know from firsthand experience, you know. But it says, a woman, I say, which bringeth shame and reproach, man, okay? So this is going to be the end of an unrighteous generation, man. But I'm going to end it there, brothers, giving all praises and glory, honor that's due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. And with that, shalom and a bubble ball.